doing all this stuff, but she still has to narrow down really, or she has a little bit of what she's gonna do. Tail two cities, I guess, or tail two drop daughters.
Well, if she goes over there, are you going to go visit?
Well, I think Maureen and I talked about it, so.
Yeah, that's quite an opportunity.
I am ready.
Am I running it?
Doesn't matter.
I'll run it for now. It's 6:30, Monday, July 19th, 2021. I'll call the Ithaca School Finance and Personnel Committee to order. Item number 2, verification of meeting notice.
Posted and on the web.
You're good. Item 3, approve the agenda.
Also move.
And I will second. Stands approved. Item 4, discussion of bills and balances.
So I have some written down. Didn't realize Joe wouldn't be here. So how do you want to do it? Have you got a list?
I got a list.
Okay.
I haven't been through this though, really before, you know.
Okay,
or
well,
only
just
one-
as you
one
go
meeting
down,
before.
just,
Okay, just go down on the item by item.
well, you know, or some things are regular and we don't do it.
Okay, well, can I defer to you on this? Let me
Okay,
get up to speed on this.
okay, sure. Well, the first one that I just had was 51845, not a question on it, but Koblenz, that must have been when we were short with drivers. May that we had, so May bus routes and one route in June, we paid $1,400 for. So you'd have to look around and see if you have anything before that. Most of those were pretty common.
I'm just, I'm still struggling with this, because, I print out what's there and it just has the check number, or check numbers, and it doesn't have a breakdown. I don't know what.
Okay.
So if you go to the left of that, the check numbers, where it says like AP number 1, that's a link.
Okay,
So if you click on that, it'll pull up or hover over it, and then it'll take you to that group.
So the next one that I had was 51865 Barnett Electric. It seems like we got our outlet in the amphitheater and lights in North Park.
Mhm.
So where is North Park?
The light, they just added,
Parking lot.
The
parking lot.
Those,
Yeah,
yes.
so he
I was at a
put-
ball game the other night and those came on.
yes,
Very nice.
they're pointed that way intentionally.
Very nice.
And that was how much was it?
$1,510. Not questioning the amount, just. And the next one I had was 51866 CADCA,
CADCA.
membership for Dickey and 5 students.
Yep. So we're gonna get that out of our AODA. CADCA is a committee on, I can't remember, it's a national committee for alcohol and drug abuse, prevention of alcohol and drug abuse. And so the kids went last week and it came out of the AODA grant.
Yeah, I saw the postings of what they were doing.
Yeah.
Then the next one had me kind of stumped, 51879 to the school district of Ithaca. Admin costs, fiscal agent,
So it's
$5,200.
part of the mental health grant, and we had to have an invoice in order for them to put it in with the reimbursement. So it's coming back to the district.
Oh, okay, so that's
So,
just kind
but
of,
we had to show that we had paid it. Weird. Anyway, instead of just putting a claim in for it, we had to show the documentation.
okay, because there's 2 of those.
Yep,
Okay,
and it's the same thing.
Same thing?
Yep.
And the second one, they both came out of the grant. The second one, I would like to create that as a stipend, was what, 3,500 for the second one?
2,500.
I would like that to go to our business manager because I pay stipends to other people for all of their extra work. And with all the grants that I've been getting for the school district, she's putting in a lot of extra hours and she never gets anything extra. So that's not necessarily on the board for action right now. And I forgot about it for this agenda, but that's what I'd like to do with the second one.
So the next one that I had was 51882. To Lee Recreation, I presume our playground equipment is,
Installed.
okay, so that one was for $78,757.
And it's Purdy.
The next one I had was 51886, sound system for the softball, $2,205.73. Was that just out of our general?
That, yes, that was out of the softball budget, right?
Correct. She budgeted for it and
Okay,
And what was the amount on that one again?
$2,205.73. And I see, just so the board is aware, the shades were installed that we had approved. And then the other one was 51909, DL Gasser Construction, $55,225.
Blacktop.
Blacktop. So then the next one was that same one. And I just thought that we needed to maybe bring this up because we have new board members. The way I read it, we got our final bill from the Richland School District. And it was the check was for $37,127.72. But if I read that correctly, $13,956 was meals that we never
Right.
used.
But they did drop the price from $2.60 to $2.10
For this time.
for that third, yeah, for
For
that
that.
leftover
So-
amount.
Oh, wasn't that nice of them?
what was it, 260 to 230?
260 to 210.
All right, well, I guess we can mention that. I just think that's just ridiculous. That's a lot of money.
I'm trying to find the gas one. The amount on it again.
Gasser was $55,225.
And what was the number?
Just to let the board know that it was paid, 51909,
For the
This one.
Richland one?
51918, but that check was for 37,000 because that had everything else in it. 127.72. And the next one I had was 51920, Stalker Sports floor. So the community and high school gym floor were done for $4,275. That's probably one of the cheapest it's ever been, huh?
They didn't, yeah, they just took it down to the, they didn't sand anything. I mean, they just took it down so they could put new
Okay,
varnish or
okay, so that's basically a
So they
varnishing.
didn't have to do anything with paint or anything.
Okay. So then this is probably one of those something too. The 51923 DPI was a refund claim, mental health.
So what happened, that was from the mental health grant from last year. We had to get our claims in by a certain time and there was a scheduled workshop in June and then it got canceled. So really, they reimbursed us for more than whatever. So we had to put in a negative claim and pay them back from last year, and then they added it to this year's grant as carry.
Okay.
But
we had to give money back, but then they in turn are giving it back
Well, yeah.
if we use it this year.
Back, yeah.
We tried our best.
And then the other thing, it's not a question, but it's for the new board members. And that it started out with the 51936, and that of course is to explain the parent contract for busing. And if I totaled it right, this year it was $8,002.89.
Correct.
It's the total that we reimbursed for parents that homeschool.
Which is a lot less than what it was, what we estimated, because I think it was originally around 14,000. But we have one family that they were virtual all year at that school. Another family didn't go,
The entire school year.
they were in that school, but they ended up going to Eagle, so they got part of a year.
Yeah, there were a lot of
80
different
days,
amounts.
yes.
Yeah.
There
So
were
we
a lot of-
prorated them is what we did. I asked for a number of face-to-face days and attendance, and I paid them by that. I haven't heard anybody.
Well, no, they shouldn't. If they were virtual, we shouldn't, I mean,
Right, and I did talk.
because I was gonna
I did
ask that
send
question, what
Eileen-
about when we went
Yeah,
virtual? The
I-
buses weren't running.
Right, right.
So we did save money on that because that was our costs are,
But
our
it's-
costs didn't go down by much because we still paid the drivers for that
But
day.
it's still per child,
But it's still
one
per child.
vehicle per child, and one family got $2,500.
Still working on Mark Line with that one.
And then the only other two was what we had approved at the last board meeting that I just thought the board should know, were the two insurances. The Chubb and Son and EMC Insurance Company. One was for $8,566. One was for $45,281.
Okay, I'm-
So
I
check
know.
51899.
51819,
1899.
51899 was Chubb.
51900. And that was just so that, we just approved that and it's already been taken care of. Those were the only things that I had. The rest looked pretty.
Can you give me the two numbers again? The price
51899,
and how much was it?
$8,566, and that was to Chubb and Son.
Okay,
And the other one was 51900, EMC Insurance Company. And that's our renewal, and that was $45,281.
okay. Okay, we typed over the top of each other.
I know.
We don't usually do that, so.
I don't know, Ron, if you saw anything else.
No, it's not, though I can open it, it doesn't want me to move in, so, or zoom in on it. It gets a lot of detail on it. And one document, I didn't see anything in the ones I did, I could open.
We have delivered those in paper copy or have them in paper.
No, I'll just look, now I know how to
Okay.
do it.
Just don't want you to be frustrated.
Nope. At least once a eye. Okay. All right. Any other? So the balances then.
Cheryl usually gives that to you to read.
Yep, well, I have
Oh, you have it.
Yep.
Okay.
the balance of total receipts as of May 31st. Or, excuse me, nope, let's restrict that. Receipts for June was $2,424,905.51. Disbursements for June was $2,122,049.54.
And most of that was state aid coming in and state aid going over to the investments.
Okay. State aid in and state aid out.
Put it where we can get some interest.
how did, all the, like the blacktop and all that, we got that out of the last year's budget?
We did, yes, all of those things that we had planned on, yep.
Good.
We did dip into fund balance by about 40,000,
Okay,
so. We did a lot.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But can we, then we can turn around and like claim the kids' playground and stuff, right? And get some of that money back out of ESSER?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you can claim it on ESSER.
Okay.
Yeah, it just won't be in this fiscal year.
Right. But we spent all the money.
Right.
Wanted to make sure we did that.
Yeah. Any other discussion of bills and balances?
Not from here.
Do we need a motion here or just?
Nope.
Okay. Item 5, tech ed position discussion.
So I just wanted you to know that Mrs. Sprecher did accept the position as discussed in the board meeting last time. And so are we going to be able to hire somebody, I guess? Unfortunately, Brooke already added tech ed to something that was already out there on Facebook, I believe. And I didn't really have approval for you guys to go ahead and post it. And I apologize for
I
that.
thought we gave approval.
I thought We were pretty high on it, so.
I don't think it was official. I think it was just accepting
Well,
that.
It wasn't
It wasn't a motion or
wasn't
anything.
on the agenda for us to do an action item, but I think we.
Okay. If you guys are okay with that.
That
Well,
you could
well,
move
still,
forward.
it's on the agenda tonight.
It is on the agenda to officially post it. So I knew we were leaning toward that, but I hadn't. So it's going to cost 75 to 100 to hire somebody for that position. We have right now 2 verbal applicants before we even really have it all in there.
So why are we up so high? How do we not know that it might be some younger
It might be.
It might be.
teacher?
I
Yeah.
can see it being, but just right now, who's out trolling and
Right.
hearing the rumors and they're throwing their hat in the ring, but so it could be, I could see it.
It would be awesome if we spent at max 70.
With benefits.
That would include benefits, yes. But that's what it costs to hire people now, 70.
So how are you, can we just ask how, if one person was doing both positions and the schedule's already set for this year, what are you gonna have those people doing the hours that they would have been teaching the opposite?
We will be adding classes. And we will be, if we have study hall monitors, typically they would do a study hall anyway, not necessarily that position because that position always taught 7 classes, different ones every day. But there can be, since there are even 2, we could even pull like first hour, we could have tech ed be one of the rotations for 7th and 8th grade and agriculture be another rotation. And that could free up somebody else that hour because 7th and 8th grade does 4 rotations in exploratory in middle school.
That tech ed person is going to be hopefully creating a true tech ed program
Yes,
if we're paying that kind of money.
Right.
yes. And that's kind of going to be one of the things that I had a nice discussion. Mind you, I was in a car in San Diego. My nephew was driving and I didn't have a seatbelt on.
What?
Don't even get me started. He drives like a crazy man in San Diego. But just trying to talk it through and make sure she was okay. She thought she had some ideas and I said, okay, but I can't talk about it right now. All I need to know is that will you accept the position as I presented it? And she's already planning on putting 1 or 2 more classes in her schedule. So I think we'll fill that up, especially if we stick science classes in there because that helps with the carryover with the science. We need 2 science teachers or 1.5 at least. But yeah, the discussion about maybe that person, those 2 people, because they're both kind of partial full schedules right now, either they are doing additional duties or they can, I can give them a couple study halls. New people always need a little bit of free time anyway, not free time, but to get used to everything. The shop's going to need to be rearranged, organized, all that kind of stuff. That's gonna be an expectation of that position. So if we
And
don't
the
have a,
greenhouse, I
yeah.
mean, let's make good use of it finally.
yeah, and then preferably we'll have something started down in the bus driver room. We could have a classroom in there with the shop right next to it. So if that person works an hour a day on getting this stuff put down there where it needs to be put, set up and safe, I would consider that a wise use of their time. But it's kind of, we can make it a very robust program if we have a person that will do that. And that person's gonna have to really step up.
Is there enough room in the high school kids' schedules to be able to? You're not gonna end up with 2 kids in a class.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, well, we've run classes with 2 and 3 kids. Calc 2 or Calc.
But you start doing something like some of the auto tech and some of that,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna have, they don't now know to sign up for it,
Right.
Right, I'm just
but
thinking about the required courses that they have to take, and then now you've got all these extra, other ones that they could take. Are they gonna have enough time in their schedule? Because I know, this is a long time ago, but when I was in school, we couldn't do band and choir because it just didn't work. You were either in band or you were in choir because it didn't work
Yeah.
like we do now.
Yeah, it'll be a very good discussion. I want Chris in on the discussion. I think he might be in Arizona right now. Yeah, I do believe that we would actually get more students to open enroll in so that we could take some of these programs. And if I work it out with starting a charter school, whether or not we get the grant, we could do a charter school and not get the grant and it would pay for itself with open enrolling kids. If you say so-and-so teaches 2 classes a day and another person teaches 2 classes a day, that's a half-time person of those 2 positions already, that they would just be doing charter school stuff, that the kids can do things in more of a project base versus a year-long class. Like you do this project, you create a portfolio showing me you know how to do XYZ, a business plan or something. And when that's done, it's done to our satisfaction. You have to present it, or when you do project-based learning, that's wide open. So that's based on what kind of classes they would be taking.
so it has not been posted yet. It's just rumor out there.
No, Brooke put,
It has been.
yeah, she put it on some Facebook posting. It might be in Weekend, I'm not certain. And I didn't catch that once it's
Is that
out
what
there.
Andy Niemeyer teaches?
Yes.
I don't think she's got it in weekend, but she was asking questions on how she should work.
Okay.
And I said, "Well, you're gonna have to ask Julia."
Yeah, it was on a Facebook thing. I think she was looking for bus drivers and she had like 2 or 3 things, a couple of coaches maybe, because we needed to get some positions still filled on that.
I do have another question, and it is financial. The ad that's on right now for, is it AmeriCorps?
Mhm.
Is that a grant?
Yes, it is.
Because I know
We
that was
got it
nothing that
last
we had
year, and then we
discussed.
couldn't find anybody, and we didn't, with everything that was going on, it just wasn't.
We actually brought 2 names to the board and you guys approved them, and they didn't want the job after that. So I rewrote for the grant, which basically I just changed all the dates on my application and resubmitted it. And she's like, yeah, Julie, you're going to get it. And so AmeriCorps does things, their members don't get paid a lot, but they get paid, like student loans get paid off instead. So the actual take home pay isn't there, but there's benefits that, you can't compare when they're going to pay off a student loan.
And then was there any success with the bus fare?
Not that I know of.
There is an individual that
Oh,
used to
that's
drive
Did anybody
for us.
come?
Yes.
Yes,
4.
3 or 4. I got to drive a bus.
So there's a couple that are interested in subbing. I think one's kind of be interested in driving. full-time, I don't know.
Okay.
And then.
Somebody only wants to
I
drive.
was contacted by a person who used to drive for us. They moved out of state, quite a ways out of state, and they are moving back and would love to come back and drive for us. But I haven't heard an update as far as whether they've gotten moved back or.
Right.
Just a minor detail.
Right.
Yes.
And it's, they were a good employee with them here.
Questions that I have.
Additional questions? Any other discussion on other financial matters is needed? None. We'll look at the next meeting, August 9th at 6:30.
I thought we said it the last board meeting.
I am gonna be gone. That's the only- I thought that we had set it out.
School board on the 16th of August. Ninth.
No, maybe that's what we did. I haven't, I might get one. Let me put my note.
Yes,
I thought.
so then that would, we said we would set finance meeting
That,
before that.
Yep.
So we changed that to the 16th. And at 6:30?
Yeah. Trying to think what all needs to be
Yeah,
done at that
and-
meeting. I know I have to draw up transportation contracts.
I would like to probably at that board meeting set as many as we can for the school year so that we can just get them on the calendar for the year.
So it's better to go to the 6th.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, at the board meeting, not
Oh,
at the
board meeting,
finance and
sorry,
personnel.
We're fine for 6:30 then, unless you. If you
Yeah,
see something-
6:30, if I see that it's,
Yeah,
or if
let
you
us
see
know
the
if you see-
agenda's
if-
getting long, or,
If you think it's gonna go long, then just
okay,
let us know, we can bump it up, move it up.
okay.
And our new teachers come on the 19th.
Anything else, except for the 16th at 6:30? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.